Narcissism and conflict: how the need for control fuels disputes. Conflict is an inevitable part of human interaction, but for narcissistic individuals, it often becomes a recurring and disruptive dynamic. Their need for control, validation, and superiority can escalate disagreements into prolonged battles, leaving lasting impacts on their relationships and personal well-being. This article explores the role of narcissism in conflict, the behaviors that perpetuate disputes, and strategies for fostering resolution and healthier communication. The role of narcissism in conflict. Narcissistic traits significantly influence how individuals perceive, initiate, and respond to conflict. 1. Ego preservation: conflicts are often viewed as threats to their self-image, prompting defensive or aggressive reactions. 2. Control and dominance: narcissists may engage in conflict to assert control or demonstrate superiority. 3. Inability to compromise: a rigid mindset and fear of appearing weak make finding common ground challenging. 4. Validation seeking: they may provoke conflict as a way to draw attention or reinforce their importance. Common narcissistic behaviors in conflict. Narcissistic individuals often exhibit distinct patterns during disagreements that escalate and prolong disputes. Defensive tactics: blame shifting, redirecting fault to others to protect their ego. Gaslighting, undermining the other person's perception of events to maintain control. Minimization, downplaying the significance of the conflict to avoid accountability. Aggressive strategies: verbal attacks, using insults or harsh language to intimidate or silence opponents. Retaliation, seeking revenge for perceived slights, often escalating the conflict unnecessarily. Public displays, drawing attention to the conflict to gain sympathy or support from others. Avoidance and stonewalling. Emotional withdrawal, refusing to engage in meaningful discussion to evade vulnerability. Procrastination, delaying resolution to maintain control or avoid uncomfortable truths. The impact of narcissism on conflict outcomes. The behaviors associated with narcissistic conflict management often result in negative outcomes for all parties involved. 1. Relationship strain: repeated conflicts erode trust and emotional connection over time. 2. Emotional exhaustion: the intensity and frequency of disputes can leave both parties feeling drained. 3. Professional challenges: conflicts in the workplace hinder collaboration and productivity. 4. Missed opportunities for growth: a refusal to acknowledge faults or learn from mistakes limits personal development. Strategies for managing conflict with narcissistic individuals. While navigating conflict with a narcissistic individual can be challenging, certain strategies can foster resolution and reduce escalation. For narcissistic individuals: 1. Develop self-awareness, reflect on how their behaviors contribute to the conflict and its escalation. 2. Practice emotional regulation, learn techniques to manage anger and defensiveness during disagreements. 3. Focus on solutions, shift from assigning blame to finding constructive resolutions. 4. Engage in therapy, professional guidance can help address underlying insecurities and develop healthier conflict management skills. For others involved in the conflict: 1. Stay calm, avoid reacting emotionally to provocations, which can escalate the dispute. 2. Set boundaries, clearly define acceptable behavior and enforce limits to protect your well-being. 3. Use neutral language, frame discussions in a way that reduces defensiveness and promotes dialogue. 4. Know when to walk away, recognize when a resolution is unlikely and prioritize your emotional health. Fostering healthy conflict resolution. For narcissistic individuals, breaking the cycle of destructive conflict involves adopting new approaches to disagreements. Embrace vulnerability, recognize that admitting mistakes or compromising is a strength, not a weakness. Cultivate empathy, focus on understanding the other person's perspective to build mutual respect. Prioritize relationships, value long-term connections over short-term victories in disputes. Conclusion: narcissistic traits often complicate conflict dynamics, making resolution challenging and leaving lasting damage to relationships. By fostering self-awareness, emotional regulation, and empathy, narcissistic individuals can improve their conflict management skills and build healthier interactions. For those engaging with narcissists, setting boundaries and approaching disputes with calm and clarity can mitigate escalation and promote more constructive outcomes.